So the video ran a little long, so we had to cut it into two parts, and here's the rest of the interview, part number 2. So
The loneliness factor, did they not discuss that with you at the meetings?
yeah, but I think like I don't know, like it is a loneliness thing, which I think we both have to admit, but there's something, I guess, else that we share in the addiction. So, because we can be addicted and openly addicted together. So, like, say if we were heroin addicts, we could both shoot up openly together, but if we were someone else, we'd have to be more cautious and be like, well, I can't shoot up now, but I really want to, so I can't. So, like, even if we're with someone else, it's not the same because they don't share that common denominator. So I don't know, it's a difficult thing, and it's also a very dangerous thing because it's very reassuring in your addiction whenever you do that it's very hard to kind of cut that tie because you have like that quote unquote kindred spirit that'll do that bad thing with you.
Is that not similar to the statement where it says that there's honor among thieves?
Yeah. Like a thief would probably never steal from another thief, but they would steal from somebody else. Yeah, so me and Rob can be drunk as all get out together, but we can't be drunk as all get out with anybody else. Right. So that's why we do it together. And it's difficult to like not be around him since I'm currently off the wagon, so yes. But I just wanted to get a glimpse of your perspective of what it's like and give the audience a glimpse of life with me. So one last question. How, like, is it like super difficult living with me? Is it like just terrible? Just having me as a child, just dealing with me being in existence?
It really doesn't even have anything to do with you being one of my children or child. Because you have to realize there's a whole new paradigm that plays out whenever an adult child even returns home, even if they don't have issues. Because you have now 2 adults in the house. But you're not sure of the boundaries, and you're not sure of what role as a parent, because you know it's funny to even talk about a curfew. It's like that's a joke, but yet you yourself want your house locked up at a certain time. So that itself presents its own kind of paradox and stuff you have to deal with. But then when you have another issue as serious as to me alcoholism, I think the problem that I have is I'm not sometimes when I'm trying to play off of what's going on with you. The one thing that I have realized that today, I did, is that I can't let you gauge or measure the seriousness of your problem, because when looking at the videos, it was like I had an epiphany moment and thought, Jasmine's got a problem. See, because what happens is as we converse about it, as we have conversed about it, there's been just like the surface of its seriousness as we talk. Mm-hmm. Because when I talk with you, you are blatant and honest, but it's still like a very cavalier type of attitude and a devil-may-care attitude. Well, because of your devil-may-care attitude at times, I played into that by soothing myself into thinking, as a parent, comforting myself and saying, "See, Jack, it's not so bad. She's going to the meetings. She's doing this now. She's back in school." And so I kind of do this checklist in my mind, this mental checklist that says, but I just talked to her, we're open about it, and because you're open about it, it's sometimes really, I have allowed it to lower the seriousness of it. And I can't do that. I must stay at it being serious and treating you as though it's serious than ever taking it lightly. Because I realize that the way that you talk about it sometimes is really for you. It is not for me. Mm-hmm. And that in its own way, maybe it's you telling yourself, it's cool, Jazz. You know this, you know that. It's bad, but yet, see, I've got to stay here. Mm-hmm. I've got to stay at the position that this is serious. And because it is serious, it's kind of like that old saying where drastic situations calls for drastic measures. Serious situations need to be dealt with seriously. And in all honesty, I haven't, until today, Jasmine, I don't know. I kind of approached it the way I do my own situations in life. I thought, it's a bump, it's okay. It was rough, going over the bump, but Jack, you get back in the game. And I did that when your dad died. It was very, very serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was healthier to get back in the ring, put your boxing gloves back on, and continue to fight. Well, sometimes you got to lay down till you catch your breath, get some wind, get some strength, then get back up. But you got to have that downtime. And this is a time when I'm realizing this is a very serious time. Because when you're talking about, although you're going to school, you have your desires that you want to be with the nursing practitioner thing. You have those desires, but to actually take a test and be inebriated, that's serious. That's serious. So,
Not mention I go to work and I put needles in people.
yes,
And I'm inebriated.
that is serious. And I've been thinking about things, even though we went and did some other things, and I went and looked at some shoes and stuff. All the time since we've left Burley's, been at Burley's and left, I've been thinking about, you were driving, when you came home from being with Derek's, you didn't, and I'm going, Jack, this is serious. I mean, there's some of the same risk that you knew of that's being taken here as it was in Houston.
Yeah.
And that's what has me frightened and scared. Because, Jasmine, I'll be honest with you, we're talking about my feelings and let's being open and stuff. I go to bed. I don't know what you do when I'm there. You have access to my vehicles. You get up, you go. Now, when I get up in the morning, you're laying in the bed. I don't know where you've been. That makes me feel very insecure, very disconnected, and lack of control. And then we're going back to how much control do you have over an adult person?
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason I said that adult child is an oxymoron, because either you're one or the other. And so that's where I find myself really having to deal with it, really dealing with it today. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad for the interview, because I needed to come to an awareness of how serious this is.
So, that would be the first interview with Mom. And yeah, I guess you'll get plenty more. You'll see her enough. So, here's the first encounters.